What is up, everyone? My name is Coty, and you guys have been asking for tons of anchoring videos and tons of spawn tips and stuff like that. Basically, you guys just want tips from me, and I'm not really sure why that is, considering I'm not really a pro player. And by not really a pro player, I mean I'm not a pro player. So, I'm going to do my best here. This is going to be the first part of them, and it is going to be a class setup video. And mine is going to be a little bit less diverse than what other people's are because I use one class. And I know some of you guys probably think that that's stupid and that I should have all these different classes to combat all these different things. But hopefully I can describe that to you guys and you can see why I only use one class. So let's go ahead into my create class in my AR section of my class sets. Here is my one class that I use. It is the M8A1 with the Party Rock camo. If you were definitely, needing to copy me exactly, I used Party Rock camo with my emblem on it as well. So I have a reflex sight, stock, and FMJ. My perk 1 is flak jacket. I have toughness, tactical mask, semtex, and an EMP grenade. I'll break those down real quick. What I used to just use is I use the same things but without FMJ, and I'm not speaking right. I use the same attachments without FMJ until after Gfinity, and I saw people using FMJ. I decided to try it out. Why not? And it's amazing how many more hit markers and how many more kills you get just by shooting people through the wall with FMJ. So if you guys haven't already done that, try out FMJ. It's not exactly a secret tactic anymore, so definitely try it out because I feel like when you're anchoring, and by the way, I am an anchor, so that's what these tips are gonna be for. So if you're running like Slayer or something, obviously this is gonna be the perfect class set for you. But if you're running anchor, you don't have to change vantage points. You can just start shooting them through the wall and keeping people back, which I feel like is one of the major things of running anchor. Just to stay alive, keep fire off of yourself, and if you need it, your teammates can pick it up. But I feel like it just works really well because people will say for example on slums, which is the map that I feel like you can wallbang the most. So on slums, say you're on your back anchor and somebody rushes you, you can literally what I've done is just backing up and shooting through the wall, and I'll kill them while they're rushing me. So that's one of the things that you can do. That was the back fountain, by the way, if you didn't already hear what I said. But there's just a lot of times where it makes it so much easier for you instead of trying to make sure that you can make yourself open to hit shots. So yeah, those are my classes. I use stock. A lot of people say you shouldn't use stock so that you can hit your bullets. But from being a sub player, I can't use an AR without stock. It just does not work for me. So perk 1, flak jacket. What else I used to use is I would use the perk greeds and use lightweight as well as flak jacket. But honestly, I don't think that lightweight is useful. I feel like lightweight is just for pushing hills. I feel like I get around the map just fine without lightweight. So obviously a personal preference, but flak jacket will definitely keep you alive for a lot longer. And it'll definitely limit what they can use to kill you. So with toughness, or with perk 2, obviously toughness. Some people use fast hands, but that's obviously with a perk greed because toughness is literally like the #1 perk in this game. Like everybody uses toughness. If you don't use toughness, I don't know how you're surviving in this game. Perk 3 is going to be tac mask. A lot of people use either dexterity or extreme conditioning, but I feel like dexterity is a very selfish perk. You can just find your way around things instead of jumping over them. As well as extreme conditioning is, some people think that that'd be good for anchoring just to push the next hill. But I think that if you're ever, just rotating early enough, you don't need to be able to push super fast or whatever. So I use tac mask on that. Again, it makes you stay alive for longer because you're not just getting killed and, getting shut down by stun grenades and other things like that. So tac mask, basically I just like to keep myself alive and ready for a gunfight whenever I can. Because obviously anchoring comes down to a lot of 1v1 gunfights or, even 2v1 gunfights. So that's why you're going to need to, just stay alive and aware and have a teammate ready to help you out. And definitely always have an escape route so you can stay up and stay alive. So for a lethal, these are my 2 new things that I just added. I switched out my secondary for a lethal because I always found myself picking up a gun, like a submachine gun, because that's always good to have if somebody pushes you. Because obviously sub to sub close range is the best thing to have instead of a AR versus sub. So it's a lot easier to pick up a submachine gun if you don't have a secondary because you can just hold X over it instead of switching and taking the long delay time to pick up a new gun. So I don't use a secondary anymore. I just use a lethal, but I try to pick up a sub whenever I can. And if not, then I'm just going to lay down for cover and make sure that I'm always reloaded. So Semtex is good to get people off of anchor or to give cover fire on hill, not cover fire, but just give cover on hill, just to throw a Semtex in the hill and clear it out instead of pushing in and causing a life. So definitely try to get your nades down, like figure out where they throw and where they land, and how high they go up, so you don't hit ceilings and stuff like that. But if you're good with nades, then this is a good thing to use. I prefer the Semtex over a frag just because you don't have to deal with the cook times and stuff like that. But then for the tactical, which is a big one, a lot of anchors use trophy systems, but I have somebody else on my team that runs trophy systems more for hill, and then maybe one thrown back to the middle to help me out on anchor. But I use EMP grenades, and I'm still getting the hang of them because I tend to just throw them freely, because whenever I have nades, it's kind of a COD 4 method. Whenever you have nades in your hand, you just chuck them. But on this game, you want to use your tactical EMPs because the EMPs have the biggest range of like hit markers. They just do damage, they blind the opponent, and they take away their HUD, which is absolutely huge. And if you're an anchor without any HUD, that's gonna be a problem. If your teamwork isn't completely on and you don't have all the callouts flowing like they should be, an EMP is gonna destroy your team. It's just gonna make a missing link, and it's gonna make your team fall apart, and it's gonna cause you spawns. So you're pushing to break a hill or break a rotation or break a spawn, whatever you want to call it. All you gotta do is chuck an EMP to check around where the enemy is. As well as, if you have somebody pushing with you, have them use nades, have them use stuns, just to check corners, check everything, to check to see if you're getting any hit markers, any specific corners, to see if anybody's there. So that's pretty much it for my hardpoint classes. I use this class as well for CTF. I might switch out my tactical for like a stun so that I can stop some flags. But other than that, that's pretty much it for my hardpoint and CTF. Basically, my respawn, class. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully, I'll have some more like tip videos out for anchoring and holding spawns and breaking spawns, as well as maybe some more in-depth like some live map breakdowns. I think that'll help you guys as well. I just got to find one that I feel like is okay to cover. So thank you guys very much for watching this video. I appreciate it. If you guys have any more suggestions, please leave them below. I'm trying my best to get to all of them. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.